We'll start by entering funding sources. My startup funds account currently has $122,000. I'll also add a grant. It hasn't started yet, but in August I'll get $85,000. I'll move this over to August on the timeline just by dragging it. I'm also getting a second installment the following August, so I'll just double-click to add that. Some organizations charge an indirect or central office rate, which you can enter here. I'll add one more grant from the Gates Foundation. Everything below is expenses. Maria has a salary of $65,000 per year, and benefits are an additional 30%. I'll drag along the timeline to indicate Maria is working full-time. But starting in August, I want to use the NIH grant to fund her, so I'll just change that here. Maria works part-time in November and December, so I'll resize, add a new block, and change that to 50% time. Then she'll continue working full-time. But what's this? We don't have enough money in the grant, so I can add a funding source. We'll take from startup funds, and then I can drag to find just the right split. You can add as many splits as you want, but for the last block, I'll go back to one funding source. I also have a graduate student named Alex. I can define a tuition expense using Other. Definitions are listed at the bottom of the page. I can rename them and add as many as I'd like. I can also specify whether the indirect rate is charged for this expense. Entering values works the same way as above. Once a definition is created, I can use it as a sub-expense on any item in my budget. I'm funding Alex with the Gates Foundation grant. I can see right away that the money runs out at the beginning of 2019. But actually this grant expires in November. I can easily model this by dragging the bar. We also need a new microscope for this project. I'll add a new line under Equipment, give it a name, and then double-click to add the expense. I can delete blocks by pressing the Delete key, but I do need the microscope. Lastly, I'll open the Overview panel to see a total of all my accounts over time. To save my budget, I'll first give it a name. Then I'll click the Download button to download the file to my computer. I'll use the Upload button when I want to open the file again later, and I can start a brand new budget by clicking here. I now have a beautiful budget plan that I can refer back to, adjust, and share with my team.